up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, creator of that bar, as well as partner in the Ambrosia Collective, as well as 015 Nutrition. Guys, I've been told a little bit that I yell. I get excited. And that's just how this channel is. If you can't figure out your volume button, go somewhere else. Plenty of other good channels out there, including More Plates, More Dates, including Alan Roberts, one of my best friends. In fact, I'd say Alan's probably my best friend in the world right now. I love the guy to death. I would give him a heart. I'd give him my kidney. I'd give him my liver. And there's a lot of good channels out there. So if you don't like my delivery, those are the two I'd recommend right now. More Plates, More Dates goes on a lot of topics I don't like to do, like the natty or nots and stuff, but he does it in a way that isn't douchey, and he does it in a way that's entertaining. And I think he's a really smart guy, and I think he's smarter than me on a lot of subjects. So I'll defer to those two. But anyway, I would like to, I actually caught up in a debate. Now there's a video of Sean Baker, Dr. Sean Baker, the carnivore diet guy, right? He literally ate 5 pounds of ribeyes. And I was like, that's impressive. That's impressive. That's impressive. Like that's a lot of friggin' ribeyes. That's 60, what is that? 60 ounces of ribeyes? Some crazy stuff. 64 ounces. Oh my God. No. 32, 64. Dude, that's 70. Wow. 76, 16, 64 plus 6. It's 80 ounces. What? I don't know. I can't do math. Anyway, forget my math. Oh, I can't do math on camera. Anyway, so this guy came in and said, that's stupid because your body can only digest 30 grams of protein per meal. Then he went on to elaborate it can only utilize 30 grams of protein per meal. Now, I'm going to explain this real quick. And I might go off tangent, so I apologize in advance if what I say is all over the place. I'm in a really good mood today. I had a great workout. I pulled 613 pounds for 3 on the deadlift, hex bar deadlift, that is. I just feel really good. I had 2 outright bars, which puts a smile on my face. And life's good. Life's really good. So I apologize from all over the place. Okay, now, from the data I have read, yes, for most individuals, the average male, about 20 to 30 grams of protein is the amount that you want to maximize your MPS, your muscle protein synthesis. Okay, muscle protein synthesis is basically where you elevate your maximum protein synthesis, and it basically stimulates growth processes, et cetera, et cetera. Beyond the scope of this video, we're talking about how much protein your body can utilize. There are too many variables at play to really know how much your body can utilize. Let me give you the slam dunk, smoking gun, home run example of the fact that 30 grams of protein is not the maximum amount of protein a person can absorb, okay? Sean Baker is a 250-pound man who eats twice a day and trains extremely hard, and I believe he's doing some jiu-jitsu stuff. And his workouts are intense. He's the world record holder in the indoor row. The guy's doing AMRAP deadlifts, or whatever that thing is. My partner does. I forgot the name of those things. But he's doing some crazy things. EMOMs on the deadlifts. He's doing crazy med ball lifts. He's dragging sleds. He burns a lot of calories. The guy's a freak, right? Weighs 250 pounds. He's 3 years old. So he might, let's say 30 grams of protein is what he needs. Okay, let's just say that hypothetically. So let's take another person. A girl who works out at my gym, let's say Callie, right? She's a figure competitor, bikini competitor. She weighs about 105 pounds, I'm guessing, if that. And she's about 5'10". And so you're telling me she has 30 grams of protein per meal, right? Regardless of how many meals. She eats 1 meal a day, or let's say she eats 8 meals a day. So she can digest 30 per meal. And then you have, my daughter, who's a 15-year-old soccer player on 160 pounds, lower body fat than most lean men with abs, absolute freak, who trains for probably 4 hours a day and deadlifts 370 pounds and eats probably 5 times a day. Okay, so she gets 30 grams. There's a midget who lives down the street from me. Midget weighs about 70 pounds and doesn't weight train at all. So he has 30 grams of protein. You see where I'm getting at? You can't make blanket statements on the population. Obviously, A large muscular active male will require and use more protein, utilize more protein than, I don't know, a 110-pound female or a midget, okay? An inactive midget, not just a midget who doesn't even lift, okay? I don't have a midget living down the road. That was a bad example. It was a lie. Okay, so here's the thing. Also, we know by the people fasting who are getting phenomenal results. Like what we know, evolutionarily speaking, we didn't always eat 6 meals a day, right? We didn't always eat 7 meals a day. We didn't always eat 3 meals a day. Throughout our evolution, we had people would go for days. And I believe Sean Baker calls it feast and fast. If there wasn't food available, they didn't have refrigerators. They didn't have preservatives. They hunted meat, they killed it, and they ate as much as they could, just like a lion does, right? Because they had no refrigerator. They knew that if they killed the meat, after they discovered fire, they need to cook it, and they need to eat as much as possible, stuff themselves to hold them over the next meal. I'm guessing there wasn't an obesity epidemic in the cavemen. We know from the lean gain studies from fasting that people aren't losing that much lean mass when they fast. In fact, there's some studies indicating that fasting preserves lean mass. So I'm going to say that signals that protein's being utilized. So then we have to go into, and I really apologize, my mind's really operating well today. I do have Ritual AM in my cup right now. Maybe that's why. Some Fuerte. So we have to look beyond that. When your body doesn't utilize all of the protein it eats for its intended functions of building muscle or whatever function your body needs the protein for, let's say lean mass gain. Say your body's like, I don't need this protein anymore. I'm gonna send it somewhere else. I'm done using it. What happens to that protein? Well, it gets converted in the body to carbohydrate, to glucose, via a process known as gluconeogenesis. Now, what that does is it needs energy, right? So your body uses energy, an inefficient way to get carbs, right? It's easier just to eat sugar than to obviously create a carb out of protein. It's a lot of work for your body. It's inefficient. So your body converts it to glucose via gluconeogenesis. Once it's glucose, what does it do? Well, your body can use it for energy. Your body can store it in the liver. Your body can do a lot of things with it. So your protein, whatever your body doesn't need, your body uses it for. Now, what happens when it converts to glucose via gluconeogenesis? Well, glucose, carbohydrate, as well as the other energy substrate, which is fat or ketones, what do? Well, they're extremely protein sparing, which means that your body can utilize the protein for its intended purpose and not use it for energy, which is your body's preferred way to use it because, AKA survival. Your body's able to make more of the protein it has. So even if the protein is converted via gluconeogenesis to glucose, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So you have someone like Sean Baker who's eating God knows how much protein that was in one meal. But let's say here's another thing. Did Sean Baker eat 2 hours before that? Did he eat 12 hours before that? Is he going to eat in 2 hours or is he going to eat in 12 hours? It also depends on frequency. Your body is built for survival. It's built to do what it needs to do to survive. And if by hoarding or conserving protein to make sure you make it to the next meal without dying, because remember, there's two essential nutrients, essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. So your body's going to do what it can to conserve and preserve that protein versus just burning it off. And these people who say you can only utilize 30 grams of protein per meal. In what time period, right? Like, what if I eat every 2 hours? Is it still 30 grams? What if I eat every 4 hours? Is it still 30 grams? What if I eat every 6 hours? Is it still 30 grams? So I always tell people nutrition is not black and white. So I'm going to go back to the basics of what I recommend. What I recommend for protein consumption. Timing matters, but it is a distant second place. Let me tell you how far it is. One time, my daughter ran track. Cammie, I brag about my kids a lot because they're awesome. If you don't like that, I don't like you either. My daughter ran track one season, and she ran the 800, and she literally beat everybody by an entire lap. She was done with her final lap at the finish line, chilling, taking off her shoes, drinking water. Then the next person came around. That's how far behind timing is to quantity. So the quantity matters. Get 1 gram to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, not per lean mass per pound. If you weigh 200 pounds, get 200 grams of protein. I like 0.5 grams of fat per pound of body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, get 100 grams of fat. If you are not afraid of carbohydrate, if you're not on the carnivore diet like Sean, fill in the rest of your required calories with carbohydrate. Pretty simple, but don't look at timing. And at the end of the day, 30 grams of protein per meal. While it might make sense in certain settings, you can't blanket statement it and say it makes sense in every setting. So at the end of the day, no, you're wrong. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Marc Lobliner. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you letting me be a part of your life. That's not a game. Man, I love me some chocolate chip cookies and milk. Oh, it's eating chocolate chip cookies and milk! Chocolate chip cookie MTS Way. Made with real cookie bits.